A few weeks ago, I had an opportunity to moderate the R.J. Daly Forum, which was held at UIC. It was a phenomenal 3 days with global mayors from 30 plus cities, along with Vice President Joe Biden. But what struck me about these 3 days that I spent with these global mayors, it was on Tuesday when the mayors of Kiev, Medellin, Cartagena, Kuwait City, and Prague all said the same thing in the course of about an hour. They said, we want to do the right thing. We want to build the right infrastructure, the right kind of city for today and for the future. But we have a problem. Our problem is that as our people become newly affluent, they want the American dream that you put forward in the 1950s. Now, when we think about the American dream, as I say, it's lying broken on the sidewalk. I mean, we know that the American dream of the 50s no longer works. It doesn't work because we're spending too much time in traffic. We're dependent on foreign oil. It's expensive. We've built a very expensive lifestyle, and we've built one that actually undermines innovation, which is what powers our country, because we haven't built in the density that creates those happy accidents where we run into each other and can share ideas. So everything we built in the 50s, we're really now rethinking, and yet we don't have a clear picture of what comes next. And worse, we've left this dream to the rest of the world that's now trying to recreate it. And the urban leaders are saying, we know that dream doesn't work. We know it doesn't work for the future. But until you replace it with something else that is just as compelling and just as sexy and fun and fashionable and I want that, has that I want that quality, our people aren't going for it. So I think this is an enormous challenge that I thought was just a U.S. challenge. I thought our challenge was we have to recreate the American dream in a way that's compelling for Americans. It's the American dream, right? It's not the American dream. It's the dream of the good life. I think this is an urgent issue for us and for the world to not to describe it in policy wonk terms that a few of us get excited about, and not to describe it in an eat your spinach term, right? Terms like, you must do this, it's good for you, or if you don't do this, we're all going to be underwater. Somehow we have to find a far more compelling way to describe what comes next. The same sort of compelling narrative, the same sort of compelling story that makes people feel the same way people felt in 1939 when they went through Futurama at the GM Pavilion at the World's Fair in New York and said, I want that. They'd never seen it before. They didn't know what a car lifestyle was, a car-dependent lifestyle was, but when they saw that film, they wanted it. And I think that's our job now, is to describe the good life as transformed that works for what comes next in a way that people say, I want it.